Okay, continuing our study of the book of Ecclesiastes and finishing up chapter 3. We've talked about how everything is meaningless, wisdom is meaningless, pleasures are meaningless, and wisdom and folly are meaningless. Are meaningless. Now we're on to toil is meaningless. So I think toil means great effort. So I hated life because the work that is done under the sun was grievous to me. All of it is meaningless, a chasing after the wind. I hated all the things I had toiled for under the sun, because I must leave them to the one who comes after me. And who knows whether that person will be wise or foolish, yet they will have control over all of the fruit of my toil, which I have poured my effort and skill under the sun. This too is meaningless. So my heart began to despair all over my toilsome labor under the sun. For a person may labor with wisdom, knowledge, and skill, and then they must leave all they own to another who has not toiled for it. This too is meaningless and a great misfortune. What do people get for all the toil and anxious striving with which they labor under the sun? All their days, their work is grief and pain. Even at night, their minds do not rest. This too is meaningless. A person can do nothing better than to eat and drink and find satisfaction in their own toil. This too, I see, is from the hand of God. For without him, who can eat and find enjoyment? To the person who pleases him, God gives wisdom, knowledge, and happiness. But to the sinner, he gives the task of gathering and storing up wealth to hand it over to the one who pleases God. This too is meaningless, a chasing after the wind. This is actually kind of fascinating to me a little bit. This is the promoting of eating and drinking and having a good time, which, fair enough. But, then he says it's meaningless. But then he's saying if you're not smart with your funds, you're always giving money to make somebody else rich instead of you being wise with your fortunes and having money work for you by investing in stuff. But he said either way, whether you're an idiot and paying Disney to make Disney rich, they're already rich, or if you were Disney accumulating the wealth, both of which are meaningless, which is interesting to me. So, well, God bless.